My dad was the first one to move to Miami. He left my mother and like me and my brother in Venezuela with some family while he would, try to find a job and kind of established himself here. And then once he did, he went back to Venezuela and brought us over again. And he found a job, just repairing boats, so fiberglass and all the composite stuff. I left Venezuela when I was 1.5 years old, so I was a baby. I don't remember really living there. All I remember is growing up in Miami and different parts of South Florida. Oh, I love Florida. It's such a beautiful place to live, especially Miami. But I liked where I live. I liked how my family was very involved with their friends, and it was just I was happy growing up. Can't really complain. After I finished 8th grade, so I started my freshman year of high school in Texas, and that transition was kind of hard because I was very different from everybody else, and I kind of had adapted to Texas culture. I was so young when I came here. I just kind of grew up thinking I was, American just like anybody else. Looking back at it now, I kind of adapted to Texas culture without realizing it, and just to kind of fit in more. The culture, Miami was a melting pot of so many different Hispanic countries, and we all kind of treated each other the same because you can't really, it's a very small number to like many other small numbers. Like you're a slice of a piece of pie. That's but over here it's kind of more segregated in a way. Like Mexicans only hang out with Mexicans, blacks with blacks, and then it's a little more racially biased. I've heard plenty of stories from people who obviously look like minorities and have darker skin, and they've been singled out, and I don't experience what they experience because I blend in, and I feel more on their side, like the people who are criticized, like the minorities. I feel bad for them because I am one of them, but I feel kind of guilty that I don't go through what they go through. In the late 90s, Venezuela was going through some political issues, and my dad didn't really see it going well. But so he decided to move our family to the United States where he could find a better opportunity. And yeah, he just kept us here. My mom's dad, my grandpa, is still in Venezuela, and I just hear stories that my aunt and my mom talk about, like speaking on how one of their cousins said that their dad is so skinny, and a lot of the family are just like everybody else in Venezuela, struggling to find food and stuff, and just trying to get by. So right now, my family's just trying to find ways to send them help through sending basic needs. But the thing is, a lot of people that work for those kind of shipping companies get into those packages and kind of take things before they ship it out to the people's addresses. It's happened to me when my aunt came from Venezuela to here. She had sent some Venezuelan candies and stuff, and when they got here they were like half opened, and a lot of the stuff were taken. So that just goes to show how desperate the people are over there to just get things that they need for their family. So we're trying to find a safe way to get those basic needs to Venezuela for our family, and just sending them money so that they can afford to eat and trade things. Things are going very hectic right now there, and they need a lot of help, and I still have family in Venezuela suffering from what's going on. So figuring out a way to help them out. One thing that a lot of minorities think that they can't achieve what others can, just because based on how they look, and I found that to be really not true, because I know a lot of people that have just had the determination to be successful and they've achieved that, and many of them, just like them, have. And just like if anybody were to think that they can't achieve something just because of how they look, that they're wrong, and they should just go after it.